with story number 2, introducing The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered Chronological Experience out today. This is from Jonathan Dornbush at PlayStation Blog. It's been such a thrilling time for us here at Naughty Dog, especially as we've welcomed so many old and new fans of The Last of Us into the franchise. To celebrate all of your support, we have a surprise in the form of a free update hitting The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered today. Available for players as part of a downloadable update today, we've introduced a new way to play the story of Last of Us Part 2 like never before, chronologically. It was no small feat to bring The Last of Us Part 2's story chronologically together, given that Part 2's story is so meticulously put together. We're grateful to the developers, both at Naughty Dog and our partners at Nixxes, to make the chronological mode as smooth as possible. And while we of course recommend players still new to the game to play through Part 2's story as was originally developed, the team's hard work has paid off with a fascinating new way to enjoy this chapter. And we also wanted to reward players for jumping into this new, transformative approach to our story. In addition to new trophies tied to completing the narrative experience in chronological order, doing so will also unlock 2 new, perhaps surprisingly familiar skins. Kevin, we have this linked at the bottom of the story to the PlayStation blog where they show off the skins. Basically, you're getting Nathan Drake and
don't
Sam
like
Drake.
it.
No?
No, like the look of Joel as Drake is so not. I can't.
It
deal
does
with
look
it.
wrong.
It
is
so
like some bizarro.
wrong.
Like,
because when I saw it, like blurry eyed, I saw it in Slack today. I was like, oh okay. And then when I clicked on the image, I was like, oh, I thought it was going to just be a Nate skin. Like I'd be playing as Nate.
That's what I thought too.
And instead, it's them dressed like Sam and Drake, and I'm like, nah, Sam and Nate. I'm like, no, I can't deal with this.
This feels like alternate universe situation where it's like, Joel's doing like all the climbing and all that shit.
Yeah, exactly,
that
exactly.
Nathan Drake did. It just feels
and
wrong.
they both look uncomfortable. They look like someone just threw them in those outfits, like pow, like, what the fuck is going on? I can't deal with it. I don't like that.
Greg, you're saying you don't like this. I saw quite a bit of people online on Blue Sky and on social media talking about,
we call it.
BS as they say in the streets, saying that they actually don't really like the idea of this mode, which surprised me.
Oh, chronological?
I think I saw more negativity around it than I saw more positivity.
Oh, interesting. I don't have a problem with it. I think we're talking about a game that's how many years old now? This is 2020, right? So a 5-year-old game that I doubt if I roll over tomorrow, I've never played a video game. I finish Last of Us Season 2 and I go, man, I'm going to buy a PlayStation 5 and I'm going to buy Last of Us Part 2. And I turn it on and it pops up, do you want to play chronologically? Like, I don't think I would click yes. I'd be like, well, give me the normal game. Like, I don't see it being a big deal. I think if anything, it's a cool option to do it. Kev, or can you send him the trailer for it? Because what I liked about it when they showed it going down the timeline was I was like, oh, it's going to be, I do day 1 as Ellie and then day 1 as Abby, day 2, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the way they showed it in the little trailer was like, oh no, like here's this scene that happened with Ellie. Now you play this scene as Abby or vice versa. Like rather like merging it together into like what's going, like we're cutting back and forth between them. And I was like, oh, that's an intriguing way to do it. I don't think it like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't have the time with all the other games we need to play and I want to play to go back and do it. But this is the thing of we're always talking about video games and the value of your money and your time and them going in and adding something that's already in a game you have and new. I think that's a pretty cool way to do it.
This episode's brought to you by Shady Rays. Get ready for the season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. They have hundreds of options to choose from, so you're bound to find the perfect pair to match your style. If you don't love your shades, exchange them for a new pair or simply return worry-free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. Their team are always there to have your back with personal and fast support. Y'all know I've been outside a lot playing Pokemon Go, and it's such a great experience wearing Shady Rays when I'm out and about looking dope. Exclusively for you, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal. Head to shadyrays.com and use code FUNNY for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Again, go to shadyrays.com, use code FUNNY to get 35% off polarized sunglasses.
When you saw this thing, was it on Shorts? Because I'm only seeing a Shorts video for it.
It must have probably been on the blog. I'm gonna toss up the blog, right? Because the blog would have it.
Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it's the blog. Yeah, I don't know. This is one that I'm kind of indifferent on. I think the response is a little
see,
fascinating.
as it goes through here, right?
Yeah, sorry, I sent the shorts version.
No,
but
you did great. This is maybe this is what I saw. Maybe I saw this on Instagram, but like the
I
fact
kind
that
of
it's
fuck
like
with this.
yeah, like I think it's an interest. It theoretically should play like a movie, and I wonder what that would look like and do. It's something I wouldn't mind doing.
Yeah. For me, this is one of those interesting things, seeing the response, because it's that weird disconnect of it being a video game, but then it's also it being a cinematic story that's like led by an auteur kind of situation where I think I almost view it as like the way that people were reactionary to Zack Snyder's Justice League, 4 hours, black and white, and it being a thing of like, oh wow, you're like redoing the story. This is a different version or whatever, and like you kind of take it as almost the more, I guess, like authentic version of the art or whatever, right? That, right? But like at the end of the day, you're changing the art. This, I'm like, on the story, I guess cinematic side, I understand people being like, this isn't the way it's meant to be experienced. Like, you're doing this for whatever, like you're changing the art at its core. I understand that side, but I also like kind of lean toward the side of it's also a video game, and video games have updates and are fucked with all the time in ways that like, game design is art too, but we fuck with game design as far as like going in and changing things and redoing things. Like if they're going in and like changing a system to work differently or better, like they added the no return mode. Nobody had any qualms about the no return mode, and so
sure
like
someone did.
Sure, somebody out there did, but like, I don't know. It's a very weird thing for
in
me.
the super chat, Killian C writes in and says, I feel this chronological order kind of defeats the whole idea of how you experience the original game. Optional, sure, but it just feels unnecessary. Well, Killian, right there, you're like, how you experience the original game. You've already experienced the original game. Is it optional? Of course it's optional. They could have not added anything to this video game. Instead, they're adding something to the video game. You assume because they've seen enough people say they'd like that. Also because they need to put something out since their multiplayer game got canceled.
Yeah.
But I really doubt that there's people who haven't played Last of Us Part 2 who the turnoff was that it wasn't in chronological order, and now they're going to go do this. This is strictly you love The Last of Us Part 2, here's another reason to play Last of Us Part 2 in a new way, and they got new trophies, and it's like, they're just adding value to the game you already have, and if that doesn't do anything for you, keep driving. Who cares? What are we talking about? Like, it's just them tweaking the game to do this thing. I don't think it gets in the way of the original idea because you already experienced the original. 5 years ago, you experienced the original idea. Why are we mad that they're doing something different now?
Yeah. Phylaw95 in chat says, Beyond Two Souls did it first. David Cage leads and others follow. Which
Never fucking forget. Now, Beyond Two Souls was a complete fucking turnoff with the what are we doing?
Oh, yeah.
Where are we
Beyond
going?
Two Souls, I was begging them. I was like, please
Elliot
put out
Page
a
just
chronological
bopping around.
version.
I'm like, I don't know what is happening. What?
I will say,
Aiden the Ghost. What is happening?
God, I never played the chronological
No,
version
it was
because I'm never gonna play Beyond Two Souls again.
Yeah.
But like I did wish the original game was more structured that way. That said, I read this for Last of Us, and I do want to check this out because like this is a thing I've been fascinated about for a while of how does that story hit when you have everything kind of reordered in a way that feels a bit more chronological as opposed to having that reset moment. I think that's a fascinating thing to do as an experiment, and I would like to experience that experiment. But I'm like you, I don't have the fucking time. I'm not gonna go back and play Last of Us 2. And like, if I'm gonna play Last of Us 2 for the first time again in 5 years, am I gonna play the chronological version, or am I gonna play it the original intended way because it's been forever? I don't know. One day, maybe I'll get to this.
You won't. There's too much going on. There's too many
Way too much
games.
going on.
Too many games.